How much is $100 million of revenue per year worth? Well, you might say 10 times revenues, 1 times revenues, 5 times revenues. It depends, right? It depends on many, many different things. What kind of revenue is it? How big of margins do you get on those revenues? How fast is the company growing? And also, what is the quality of the revenue? And in this video, that's exactly what I want to focus on, talking about quality of revenue. So welcome to Microcap Explosions and Classic Value Investors. This is Mariusz Konieczny. I don't think many people think about the quality of revenue that they get when they buy small interests in particular businesses. And I'm going to demonstrate to you why it's important in real life, for example. So, right after I graduated college in 2003, I entered residential real estate appraising. And during that time, that was before the 2008 financial crisis, right? So the prices of real estate were going up and up. And we had a lot of work as appraisers for refinancing and sales and all that. And one day, it just stopped, completely stopped. So this was my first experience with quality of the revenue, that not all businesses are created equal. And not many people think about it. Many people just have jobs, and that entire source of income that they have with the employer is dependent on the employer. Another time I experienced a shock in my revenue stream was when I was already working as a commercial real estate appraiser. And one day I come to work and the guy says, "We're not going to need your services anymore." Boom, $60,000 per year of revenue just evaporated. Why did he let me go? I still have no idea what happened. We never had an argument, but it just shows you that when you have one source of income, one client, because in that case, I was providing labor to somebody, and then that somebody didn't want that labor anymore and completely erased the entire revenue for myself. And the same thing applies to businesses. Some revenue streams are more valuable than others. For example, that's why SaaS, software as a service, revenue business models are valued more than one-time business models. If, let's say, you are a real estate broker and you sell homes, every time you get paid a commission, you have to sell a house. And every time you want to sell another house, you have to find a new client. And a new client means more networking, more cold calling, more marketing. But if you have a business where you have repeat customers, then you get one client and you don't have to spend more money on marketing to get another one. That kind of revenue stream is more valuable than one-time revenue stream. It's a no-brainer. And let me bring you to an example in, for example, ballroom dancing. Not every student is equal. And for example, if you're a dance studio or a dance teacher and you get a wedding couple to take dance lessons, they are the worst clients you can have because they show up, they take 4 dance lessons for their first dance, and then they never ever come back. And to get them, you either somebody has to refer them to you, you have to spend money on advertising or go to some kind of wedding conventions to get that student. But that particular student, number one, doesn't have any money because young people are broke most of the time, and they want a deal, so they want some kind of package. They take those four lessons, and then they never come back, and you have to start this process over again. Marketing, conventions, referrals, that's expensive. That kind of revenue stream is not very quality. But if you get, let's say, a divorced lady or divorced individual that is looking for a place to socialize or maybe even go and do some competitions, then this is a repeat customer, and you can have such a customer for years. I have some people that I've been teaching for more than 10 years, and that's a much more valuable revenue stream. And in general, a dance business is a really, really bad business. It provides services that people don't really need. It's something that you want. But what do business owners of dance studios do to improve the quality of their revenue? I'll give you some examples of what they do. Number one thing is what they do is when they get a new couple or a new person to take some lessons, the first thing that they want them to do is to buy dance shoes. Because when someone buys dance shoes, that increases their commitment, because now they spend $100 or $150 on dance shoes. They are more likely going to keep coming back for lessons because of that investment. Another thing that they do is, let's say a student comes in for a dance lesson, they tell all the teachers in the room to say hello to that student. And the teacher that's responsible for teaching that particular student takes the effort to introduce that student to many people inside the room so that they are known by their first name. And why do they do this? Because they want to increase the switching costs. And they want people that come in to take dance lessons to feel like they're part of a community, to feel like they are part of a family, so that when they leave that family, they have a whole, and it increases the switching costs. So this is just some examples of what business owners of a bad business do to make the revenue stream a little bit more stable and a little bit more durable, and increase the value of and quality of the revenue stream. Now, some businesses, of course, inherently are better than others. And we as investors, if we think about revenue and the quality and how it's being generated, we increase our chances of being involved in situations that increase our likelihood of making money. And the reason kind of like why I wanted to do this video was because I saw a video by a YouTuber that YouTube wants to shut down this person's account. And this person's entire livelihood depends on YouTube and ad revenue. And because this person is so successful, every time this person posts a video, there is computers that create usernames in a similar name to his and use his picture to create a lot of spam comments. And because of those spam comments, YouTube decided that if he doesn't fix those comments, because YouTube thinks that those comments are made by him, because that's how good the spammers got, that they will shut down his entire YouTube channel and erasing his revenue stream completely. This is just another example of how this YouTuber is a business. It creates content, and it generates revenue from advertising. But how many clients does this particular person have? One. And that client is YouTube or Google. And Google can decide any day to say, we don't like you anymore, we're taking your account, and your revenue goes to zero. And another example of something happening like this could be, you guys know that I have Microcap Explosions. And Microcap Explosions is a private membership website where I host myself. It is not located on any platform. And there are other newsletter or website providers that run on a different platform. For example, Seeking Alpha. They run on a Seeking Alpha platform. And that would be kind of equivalent to running something like Microcap Explosions on somebody else's platform. And if Seeking Alpha decides that they don't want this person on the platform, it doesn't matter how many subscribers this person has, Seeking Alpha has the power to completely cut off somebody's revenue stream because they don't like the person. And that just shows you that my revenue stream has a much higher quality because I have Microcap Explosions hosted on my own platform, and I use YouTube or Twitter or whatever as a way to stay relevant and as a way to maybe drive traffic to their website. But I don't, even though I might have some money from ad revenue from YouTube, that's just something that's turned on. Why not? But I don't rely on that. It's just something there as extra. But when someone relies 100% on it, they are giving up the power to somebody else. And an example of such power that was used, for example, is for Donald Trump. Donald Trump had millions of followers on Twitter, and Twitter decided to cut him off completely, and he lost that following. And now, I'm not saying that I agree or disagree with this. This is not a political statement at all, but all I'm saying is that somebody can spend years building a particular following that creates a particular revenue stream, but the power to keep it or shut it off is in somebody else's hands. I showed you before that I have a pie crust mold that I sell on Amazon, and I run into all sorts of problems with Amazon because the product is on their platform, and constantly from time to time they send me some kind of messages that they will, and many times they even removed my product because of whatever computer tells them or whatever they feel like it. In a blink of an eye, I can lose a listing with Amazon for a product like this because Amazon decides they have a bad day today. So anyway, when you look for companies and businesses out there, you want to maybe pay attention to some of these things as to how is a particular revenue created, what is the quality of the revenue, where's the revenue coming from? Is the revenue coming from one or two clients, or is the revenue coming from hundreds of clients? And this doesn't necessarily mean that you should only invest in companies that have diversified revenue stream. No, I've invested in businesses before that have a concentrated client base. But as long as they grow their client base, and as long as 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, the client base is going to be diversified, then I don't have a problem with this. But I would never invest in a business that a huge portion of revenues come from one or two clients, like forever, because that is very risky, and that kind of revenue stream is not very durable. It's not of high quality, and it could end at any time depending on what the clients want or don't want. Anyway, so this is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it made you think about it, about the companies that you have and what kind of revenues they generate and what kind of quality of revenue it is and how durable it is. So thanks for watching and have a good day.